Welcome, beautiful souls. So I'm setting up, but I was just excited. I'm actually making me some coffee. It's been a long day. So it's been a long, busy, productive day, which is everything that I wish for all those that want that great, wonderful, productive type of day. In whichever way that you want it for yourself. So I'm going to make this one a babble because I have so much to, I don't know, I feel like I haven't recorded a little bit. It's just been, whatever. Um, yeah, so yeah, I miss you guys. I miss you so much. Welcome. Yesterday was my birthday. I turned 5. We reduced everything down to a singular digit because there are real no add-on of numbers except that which we add on of numbers. But if we really think about it, the only numbers that do truly exist are 0, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it. But either way, I'm making some coffee. So I'm gonna get my juices percolating. I'm gonna pull some cards too and stuff like that. I don't bring cards here. I don't really need them, but either way, there's lots to discuss, lots to talk about. And I want to say hi and I want to say welcome. I want to say thank you to all new subscribers, to all of you who show so much love, support, appreciation, who give back. May you receive that shit quantified, like quadruplified, like for infinite lives for all of your life, because match us straight. It be when you align with your alchemy instead of being a hater, you know what I mean? Jelly beans. So that's how it be. This is how it's gonna be. Yeah, welcome. Welcome. So much to be thankful for. Even if there's shit going down, you turn that frown upside down and remember that you got everything. And this is not like toxic positivity. It's you always have a choice. You always have a choice upon that which you want to reflect upon, act upon, and think about and be about. So it doesn't change the circumstances of reality. It doesn't change the circumstances that you can't control things outside of your own reality. It doesn't change these kind of things, but it does put a stamp on that which you're about. Because as you see, so is you. As you see is how you be. So what you choose to focus upon, like, and stay focused upon is always going to be a revelation into the state of your own conditioning. ¿Entiendes, Mendes? Okay, I'll be back because I smell my coffee. Okay. Where did I go? You'll be back. Hello, everybody. How are you? Hours have passed. And now I hit record again. So where I was a couple of hours back, who knows? But I do know that this is a babbling session. I did write like some stuff down that I don't want to forget and things like that. Just highlighting some news updates. You can forward this if you don't want to hear this, but whatever. I ain't timestamping shit. Eat the fucking manna whole or pop the fuck off. Okay, there's no shortcuts here. No, they're not. Okay. Welcome. So I got a new camera thingy for my birthday. Right, which was yesterday, although what is a birthday, right? And things like that. But I have to say from my daddy, that's for my daddy, right? Because of him and my mother fornicating, I heal. My mom was pregnant with me at 15, had me at 16. They tried to tell me, they lied to me about my mama's age when I was little, telling me that when I would ask how old each of them was and all this kind of stuff, they would tell me older than they actually fucking were. So stop. I guess they didn't want me to have a child young. Well, guess what? Statistics condition us to repeat cycles, right? Over and over and over again. But either way, I was my dad's age when I had my daughter. He had me. My mom was younger, so let's not go there about how minorish that is too. But anyway, anywho, little side note. So yeah, so I'm excited to be here. I missed you guys completely. I know I post a lot of like shorts and things like that. That's the entertainer in me. There are separate compartments to all that we are. Like, we're not just one thing, we're multidimensional beings. So as a multidimensional being, there's so many quantifiable, intricate details into whom I be, whom you be, right? And so we like to explore these kind of things. Another nuance, right? I love it too. I make a lot of things too. I didn't make this one, but I could make this. I'll see. I'll be looking at everything. I'm like, I can make this. And I could do this. I like to make things, right? As you already know, or you're starting to get to know. If you're new here, thank you so much for tapping and turning on, tuning in. If you are returning, thank you so much for tapping and turning on, tuning in. If you are returning and you do not subscribe and you're not subscribed, ask yourself why. Like, what part of your ego keeps you in that trap? Because you're only doing that to yourself, and that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Just saying, you're not doing anything sneakalicious, because nothing goes unseen in the universe, and those tapped in, turned on, tuned in. Guess what? Do you want to see it? Do you know what I mean? Right? There's a lot of wannabe pretenders too, in regards to people want to be spiritual. People want to be harmonious. People want to be a healer. People want to be psychic. People want to be a witch. People want to be all these things that are starting to now be cool, right? And we can cycle and we can pattern and we can do a lot of different things. Like, when I was young, this is not cool. And me being called a witch or all this weird and all this kind of stuff was hurtful to my growth. And it created a wedge between me and my personal gifts of intuitively being just born intuitive. We're all born intuitive. Some may stay there. I swear, you know, when we think about it in an astrological kind of base, I have all water signs in my astrological configurations in both Vedic and Western. So I got strong, heavy water with fire in my chart and stuff like that. And, you know, I still have air and I still have earth and all this kind of stuff. But the dominant ones is the lava. Say fire and water create motherfudging lava. Always ready to erupt in whatever kind of way, whether it be emotionally, physicality, like, you know, mentally, like it's always in a state of constant. Speaking of my dad, I must have called him into existence. Hold on. About this because he's been asking me for days, and I'm like, Dad, I've been busy and I'm working, and then it was my birthday and all this kind of stuff. I bet you. Hold on one second. Hi. Just got off the phone with my dad. I sent him a picture. I'll share that picture that I sent my dad when I'm the community. So go check the community board here on YouTube. So yeah, I was telling him, I was like, look, I move and it like refocuses, and I gotta come to the phone about that. Listen, there's no filters. my any makeup I've had on, anyway, does that because that's funny. Yeah, it's funny. So no, because this season for my coquitos, I don't know what we were talking about before, but this is funny because we were talking about coquitos and stuff. Like sometimes like 2 years or 3 years ago, some people like not complained about the coquito, like because the coquito is really good, But for some people, it's really sweet. So some people, when they would place an order, they'd be like, oh, not too sweet, or, you know, things like that, and or non-dairy, or like, you know, whatever particular. So for my dad, his particulars, please don't make this so sweet. So, you know, that means like no, like whatever. I'm not gonna like, you know, whatever. Is no of that. Not so much that. So I was telling her, I was like, you know that? I'm like, so far the reviews, because he's getting his soon, because he ordered, and my grandma has them. So she has to give it, so he's like, I'm gonna get them, whatever, and stuff like that. So so I told him, I was like, you know, I was like, so far of all the reviews that I'm getting about the coquitos, nobody's saying they're sweet. Everybody's like, whoa, you know how potent they can be. And so potency for a drinker, like, you know, I'm not much of a drinker, but when and if I do, I'm a sipper. That's the joke, right? All I need is a sip to giggle. But I don't need a sip to giggle, because I'm gonna giggle anyways, right? So, you know, and whatever. So that's how I drink. That's why, like, when coquito season comes and all, it's really good. It's really good. Like, I like it. And so it's not so much even about the, like, my daughter loves it too, but she likes it with non-alcohol. She's like, Mom, that's just, she's not a drinker. You know what I mean? So for people that are not drinkers, it's definitely gonna be like, wow. And then you can also request a virgin, right? Or say, hey, can I get a less, not, but you know, whatever, then that's a special request, because I make them all in the batches, and the batch you get is not like, you know, whatever. Anyway, so I sent him a video of a reaction. Actually, my cousin's reaction, Lady Strange, with the potency, and he's like, yay. So I find that funny. Whatever. So I ship worldwide. I'm doing the first coquito shipment this week. If I can squeeze in 2 shipments this week, I will. It's all dependent, but there's the alchemist. So if not, the second shipment will be next week. So if you want to be part of those kind of shipments, then you would have to get your order in like ASAP, because you get it when you get it. And then just think about holiday shipping. And so one person over here, and I do the best that I can with what I got, and I'm doing this straight love. So, you know, whatever, it's fun, right? So you got the pinquito, the coquito, and the smirquito. So if you're interested, let me know. You would have to, okay, baby? You would have to contact me, right? Period. It's not being offered where you can click and buy on my website at witchyutopian.com. You know, you gotta speak to me. Gotta be a person, you gotta be real, and all this kind of stuff. Get an invoice for real, pay up for real, and then ship out, shake hands. We got a deal. Right? With the coquitos, and then also the holiday boxes. So the holiday boxes that are offered at Witchy Utopian, the mystery holiday box, right? Gifts. You have 3 variations that you can order, which is the $30 box, the $60 box, and the $90 box. The 60 and the 90 all come with a coquito. You can also request which kind of coquito you want, coquito, pinquito, sparquito, whatever the case may be, but they get coquitos, those holiday boxes, mystery boxes, and stuff like that. That's just so that you know, okay? So, yeah. Blackleaf patterning in the past. Right, so that's that. Then also on Instagram, I have subscribers, but again, my account is suspended for pornography. Yeah, so I keep getting suspended for pornography. Like, what the fudge, right? For nonsense. That's my joke. Because it's straight joke. Yeah, so I think I get out of suspension around the 20th, 21st. So if you are interested in becoming an Instagram subscriber at Enchantress, ENCHANTRESS, that's me, no one and only, you know what I'm saying? Go jump on board on that. And I'm also going to be changing the price to be, for the rest of 2022 into 2023, to subscribe, it's going to be 99 cents. You know what I mean? So Get it while it's hot. Yes. So that's the Instagram holiday subscriber offer into the new year. To subscribe on it, Chantress, it will be only 99 cents. So get it while it's hot. Right? So this card flips out, right? Black League patterning, 38, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 is 2, the dualities of opposites, 2, right? So we got the dualities of opposites of the number 2. Like, so that's like a divine masculine energy, a divine feminine energy. This is like light, dark, all this kind of stuff. Like, get the polarities of stuff that have to unify, that have to infuse, that have to bring together, to form together 3, which is the Holy Trinity, right? Each one has to combine to infuse the polarities of their align, to alchemize, to infuse the trine, period, point blank, right? So 38, 2. The secret Orion society fighting the negative forces was called the Black League. They operated covertly and were a major force for inspiration and hope. A pop culture metaphor would be like the Jedi Knights from Star Wars. You have had experience with this group. And this latent tendency of resisting authority or fighting for peace is a deep karmic pattern. Today, it is important that this polarity of us versus them be healed. Shift your focus away from light and dark scenarios. Begin to see reality in a unified way, with all manifestations being an equal and valuable part of creation itself. This is great because I was even talking about that with You're Here, I think that's the name, on YouTube here, right? About the choices that we have and the mindsets that we choose to embody. It's always going to be your prerogative that what you choose to think about, do about, act upon, feel about, right? So it's always going to be your prerogative that what you choose to be in whichever state that you choose to be in, whether it be unconscious or conscious. It's still your prerogative. So we can cry about all the injustices about this life, but you're going to stay there focused on that which is not right, or you're going to do that which you must to become that which is needed. And that's going to be the seed of the breed of that you need for your revolution to occur. The revolution, there's evolution and revolution. You know what I'm saying? Right? So the Black League is a term referring to the resistance groups that formed during the darkest times in Orion. These groups is about the past too. So the past creating the present, the future, all things happening all simultaneously as one. This leveling of consciousness that we have goes deep, right? There's a veil, right? When we talk about the spiritual warfare and the veil of consciousness, the veil of the unconscious, the veil of consciousness, we have the subconscious roots, right? We have personal unconsciousness, right? We have family unconsciousness, right? We have ethnic unconsciousness. We have collective unconsciousness and biological unconsciousness. Okay. That's a lot of unconsciousness within our consciousness, within our multidimensional beings and layers, right? So these groups are usually run by priests who practice vegan mysticism and who were also warriors as well. These groups ultimately help change the consciousness within the Orion system so it could transform, but not without a struggle, right? It's not without a struggle. It's like all the stuff that I've been posting and stuff like that are finding the articulation for it. The articulation comes from your healing. The fact that you're able to articulate something in a harmonious, alchemized way that makes sense, right? Usually when we're so emotionally involved in a particular thing, things don't make sense. Even when we speak, our frustrations, our feelings, our emotions, it's just like so jumbled up, and solutions don't birth clear because there's a lot of chaos and mess up here, right? So like we're here. And so what was I saying? I got distracted. Right. So there's so much happening all at once. And so I get where, but I just was grabbing at something. Um, Either way, like there's so much patterning that we're unpatterning and that we're infusing and that we're bringing to the surface and stuff. And these plague-like cycles need to be brought to the conscious forefront, right? In order for us to tackle that which is behind the veil, right? So that's the levelings of unconsciousness, right? So, but not without a struggle. They also had to learn the folly of living in polarity, which is what you do when you fight darkness. That's what I was saying. So like, all the stuff that like I've been posting and stuff and finding the articulation for is through my journey through the dark, right? Out of the dark emerges light, gifting sight. I say this all the time. It's in my book, The Dark and Night Light of My Soul, Volume 1, Love Bites. It sure fucking does. Okay. Right. Actually, The Dark and Night Light of My Soul, Love Bites. Random page turner. Find your glow. What is my truth? What is your truth? It is about time that I have finally begun working on self for self. Lots of practice has helped. What the fudge is practice? It is a lot like doing. Please excuse me as I dive inside this never-ending hive found inside, revealing many whys. Always ask why after asking what. What is absolute? I do not mean the vodka inside of my happy juice sublime. Words are fun when they rhyme. Finding out truth that exists deep inside of this hive of mine. Love awakening me, feeling high. Love, writer of my life. This confusion stir frying my brain, lifetimes of pain, is the kind of stuff conditioning does to all of our brains. Mind, heart, body, soul, numbing us in every possible way. Mind, body, heart, soul, oblivious to many. Most are oblivious to whom, what, where, and why. Inside of their own hives, creators are we if we could only see. Roots, root deep. Creators of roots linked to lifetimes of pain. Mind, body, heart, and soul. So by the way about this book, you can read the book from start to finish and you will eat the manna, grasp the whole. But if you're not ready, and like, let's say you're not much of a reader, right? And you're trying to get into the habit of reading and all this kind of stuff for you, this is the excellent light code activator book for you, right? This whole entire creation of this book, this channeling, right? You can turn to any random page. It's like an oracle. It's like a tarot card. It is going to be whatever it is that you need it to be for you at that moment in time that you step up to the plate. Shuffle the pages and pick any page like I just did right now and read, because it is manna for your soul. Okay? So remember how I said this book is written, it's love explosion, right? So there's a lot of acronyms. Lone, right? As you see here. So lone, L, living within my body, living within the body. O, oblivious to the heart. A, arguing with the mind, right? N, never meeting one's soul. Soul, lone, right? Anyways, all these loans, all these loans, all these loans. How many loans have you checked out? Oh, now. Living within the body, oblivious to the heart, arguing with the mind, never meeting one's soul, dumbing us down to all of this inner pollution, polluting our inner constitutions, creating confusion, searching externally everywhere for some miraculous solution. All of this pollution masking our innate potential. It is time we reach for the stars. We are the stars. What is responsible for our own earthly stagnation, growth, and evolution? Is love the only way out of this debacle? All these solutions still outside of our external environments. Is this really the answer? Can Cupid's arrow really shoot so far up one's arts, causing them to wake up to love? Roots build inside our hidden walls. Pieces of us live to tell. Mother Earth speaks. She says, keep falling. You're well. Quick, someone call the FBI. Full body inspection. I tell you, I do a lot of acronyms. I'm an acronym whore. Full body inspection. FBI. Someone call the FBI. Mind, body, heart, and soul. For there is much to discover, uncover, discover sacred birth, still waters run well deep, more so than we can possibly conceive. Third eye sees, decoders are we, subliminally feed the sheep. Within I exist in me. Ponder this deep. Creep, creep, creeps, creep, deep. Creeps, creep, deep. CCD. I used to go to CCD classes. Actually, that's good. Because that's not in here. Creeps, creeps, creep deep is in here, but CCD reference, which is my religion instruction studies, because I was raised Catholic, and so I didn't have a choice in that development. I had to take religion instructions. I had to perform all Catholicism duties and stuff like that. So I was baptized, did my communion, confirmation, and all these kind of things. So what they were called the CCD classes, right? So creeps, creep, deep. Okay, so ponder and stare, become forever aware, removal of rose-tinted spectacles, become the spectacle, uncovering shade, refusing to no longer be unconsciously misled, walking dead, no longer blocking myself from receiving, proclamation of living authentically from my soul, conscious awareness, feeling whole, truth be told. All right, so get that book. You can get it yourself, not directly from me. You can go to Amazon, right? It was self-published, you know what I mean? So you can go to Amazon. It's called The Dark and Night Light of My Soul, Volume 1. Volume 2 is Death Becomes Her, and that's coming to a theater near you soon, okay? Which is Volume 2, Death Becomes Her, but this one is Volume 1. It's a mini love-sick adventure, okay? That's what it's called, The Dark and Night Light of My Soul. A cosmic meeting with another soul shocks her whole. What are soul connections? Are these things real? Bear witness to this lovesick story adventure as it unfolds, as it is being written while still being lived out loud. There comes a time when two souls meet and greet, and upon meeting, neither are ever the same again. Or is it all in her head? Such a profound connection being made, and yet two lovers go their separate ways. Meanwhile, life connecting them in every single way. Estranged? That's spelled wrong. I guess it's not. It's supposed to say estranged, but it says estranged. Okay. Past lives, schizophrenia, right? Was this connection all in her head, or is there more than meets the eye? What is I and whom is I? Seems to be many a question. All the possibilities swirling. I'm gonna start talking about a lot of stuff after my near-death experience before my birthday. I'm still processing, and there's a lot of download. There's a lot of evolution that has occurred within myself. And all my own resistance has been lit. And so it's with even more surrender that I'm open. Even if it still makes me feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Anyway, very interesting. Like I said, if you go to the community section of my YouTube, I'm writing stuff, sharing stuff. And I said I was gonna start sharing more. And so yeah, I have a very long life of adventure. And I can find my own creative ways to share it. Sorry. And so It shall be. Welcome. Welcome to Storyland, Adventureland here in this evolutionary chamber. Let's finish this part. Right? So they also had to learn the folly of living in polarity, which is what you do when you fight darkness. So even though the Black League and the Orion civilization as a whole eventually transcended polarity and healed itself, many beings who had lives there brought this polarized energy to Earth, and it's still being played out over here. On Earth, right, we can see it playing out through secret societies who believe they fight for freedom from tyranny, religious extremist groups who believe they are liberating people, and any group or person who views reality in a polarized way and fights against the side they label as negative. This only perpetuates polarity. Yes. Yes, it's like what happened today with the York here, right? Um, it's like even too, I had to travel through this too. Like when you get mad, right? When you start standing up for yourself, when you start alchemizing, when you start like owning your power, being empowered, being in your power, the injustices that have happened to you or that you're starting to see through the veil now that you have allowed for so long or have lived in for so, and you're like putting your foot down and you're in every way righteous about this act. Finally, it's here. Finally, fuck you, and fuck you. Hop the fuck off. Right? Get out of my way. That sounds like shade to me. You know what? I'm starting to look at things a little bit more evolutionized. And you're an asshole towards me in energy. And I'm not going to take it anymore. Right? So you get into this space, you get into this place, you get into this evolution of you, which is righteous, which is the place you need to be to set those boundaries in whichever way, whatever brings you there. Right? But then you start getting into the details of the injustices, and they're going to come at different times, depending on the leveling of evolution, how much you have healed thus far, and then what other veiling comes down. And you're like, this too, this I got something to say about too. And granted, you have to say something about it. You have to activate it. You have to shout it from the rooftops. You have to heal that side. You have to energize it. You have to act. You have to do that which you must. Right? And then there's a whole evolution of that too, because you got to get into the harmony of it all. And at first, when it's all happening and it's all going down, it's disharmony. Because it's I got something to say. I got something to prove. You're going to respect me. And I'm going to let you know how wrong you is. Right? And you get into that whole place and that whole space and whatever the case may be. And so you have to go through that. That's part of the tunnel. That's the tunnel. You're walking through the tunnel. You're like, okay, I'm walking through the tunnel. Bam! Walking through the tunnel. Bam again. Kick, and then okay, I'm not going to be so violent. I'm not going to be so violent. I'm a fairy again. And then the ninja got to come back out. And you're like, my cat's looking at me weird. Like, you want me to smack that thing? And she's like, you want to pop off? I see you waving your wand this way, right? So anyway, so you have to get through all of that, because that's the growth of it. That's the evolution of it. There's, in this world, in this earthly dimension, perceived reality, we're all on the same page, because there is nothing more. There's nothing that's going to be whole or complete in one person's human life cycle that enters this plateau of living, because there's always going to be evolution. There's always going to be something new to learn, something new to pass, something new to go through, to rise out of, to cycle out of, to complete, to start, to begin, and to finish. There's going to always be something in this human lifespan for you to accomplish, do, rise, for the evolution of you, the whole you, that's multidimensional too, and all this kind of stuff, right? But ownership, like, so there's intellectual property, like for creative intellectual property, and that's mine. You're taking that from me, right? And so that's another where a lot of spiritualists and evolutionists, or like people that are in social media and all that, oh, they taking my ideas, all this and that, all these pick a card shit. Go back to the originator of a pick a card person. That's who y'all all stealing from then. Whoever was the first person that ever did a fucking pick a card. Because after that, all the pick a cards are cycled from everybody else. So you could do a pick a card, right? And then somebody else does the pick a card. Oh, that person's copying from me. That's what I hear. That's what I exit the room. I'm like, I entered the wrong place. Or, and even me, what was really bothering me, right? This is me being able to articulate it now, and you would just come out and say it shows my growth, because I wouldn't be talking about it if I wasn't there. You get what I'm saying? So, like, what was bothering me is like all these people, everybody comes to me for mentor, for spiritual advice, for every fucking thing. Anytime anybody got a spiritual motherfucking thing, I'm the go-to. The go-to. All my life. Adult, elderly, child, teenager, doesn't fucking matter. Same age peer group. Advice, a shoulder, strength, wisdom, tarot, solution. And everyone, I don't want to say everyone because that's not true. But you know, you got to go through that growth pattern too. Will go and credit a book they fucking read. They'll go credit the fucking celebrity they fucking saw that sang a song about what we just went through, that you had me go through with you, so solutionize for you. And they'll go and shit on me and credit every fucking body else. But that had to go and be a revolution of an evolution. It's the same thing on these fucking channels right now. Got bitches on here watching. Don't follow, will never fucking follow, and they'll go and they'll make a video and now their language changes. Now they're talking about shit that, whatever, we can say all these kind of things. Originator, or this, you copy me, you imitate, and all this kind of shit. And you can get mad about it. I know. I was getting mad about it because it wasn't right. That's why now, you want that? You got to pay me. Right? And then that's when you really see truth from fiction and all this kind of shit. Now nobody wants to go. Now they want to hate on you because you turned on them, because they can't use you anymore. Now you can suck you by this shit. You can eat my pee if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? That was graphic. I don't even know where that went. I don't know. Why aren't you in the room? You can't eat pee. Oh, there was some gangsta energy out there. They weren't talking about pee. There you go, what I mean? Oh my god. Thank you. Anyway, that was weird. I had a weird moment with myself. But there's been a lot of like, I guess also like near-death experience kind of things too. Like if you think you're like psychic as fuck from before, like you open up another fucking door. Because there's a lot of new shit that I'm now like so I'm not there yet to articulate or share and all that kind of stuff, but it's pretty trippy too. Like, anyways, very strange. But right, so you go through all these like steps and stuff like that, and you're right. You're right. This is happening. People are doing these things, right? And so it was like today with the "You're Here." They're like, they said a line. I forgot. Doesn't matter. But that line that they happened to say, I did a video for a short, my funny short videos that I do that I love to do because expressionist is I and entertainment is what it's gonna be. This is entertainment for your entertainment, okay? Right? Don't knock how anything is ever done because sometimes we should be having a little bit more fun with this serious shit. I'd rather laugh about it than get another type of way that I know that is possible. I've seen that, done that, been there, reacted, responded in those kind of ways. They don't serve. Right? Evolution gives you that chill pill effect. Chill. Chill. Sorry, I gotta stretch a little bit. I hear everywhere. Right? So you go through all these kind of things. Even now, like you got people that know that you do provide all these wonderful things, right? And they'll hate you for that too. Because there's people that hate on you for your evolution, hate on you for your spirituality, hate on you for your divinity, hate on you for where you are, and hate on you because you seem prosperous, hate on you because you seem abundant, hate on you because you're smiling too much, hate on you because, oh, why do people pay attention to you? Oh, why you gotta be pretty? Oh, why you gotta dress nice? Oh, why you got curly hair? Oh, why you anything, anything. And it's only because the dissatisfaction within their being causes them to seek outside from that which they're needing when they need to go from within, right? But anyways, so you go through like all these things and you write about it. But it's like that saying, I've had to learn how to forgive without ever being apologized to type of effect, right? To forgive the offense, right? That which happened, it happened, right? And all this kind of stuff. But here we are. What is really original anyways? Because even my life experiences, granted, I don't analyze nobody's shit. If I'm watching your stuff, it's for I'm divinely guided there. It doesn't even matter if it resonates with me or not. I don't find a lot of resonations with a lot of the people, even if I watch another, let's say, tarot reader and stuff. And that has even gotten less and less because I'm too fucking busy now to watch a lot of shit. And so I don't have even time anymore, like to engage in so much more watching of other people's stuff, which I have and I do. And when I do, I don't hide and all this kind of stuff. And if I'm there and all this kind of stuff for whatever reason that I'm there. Because there's evolution in there. So we're each here to inspire, to motivate, to teach one another. Right? So what is ever really, there are energies when you get to a certain evolution, right? Original. There's shit that I make that I know that there's nowhere. Right? So maybe especially if you're here and you're connecting with me, you're that type of original creator. You create original shit. So it's hard for a mofo to copy off of you because it would be rather quite obvious. But you got some bold motherfuckers that they'll find loopholes around the way to do that, which they will. But the evolution of that too, I could keep getting mad about it. Or I can get clear with where I stand here, what I do here, how I move here, where I rock here, and how I know my focus ain't on any of those energies here. And just because I'm so aware, right? I said that the other day. I was talking with my daughter, and it was like a drive, and I got emotional inside because it's so true. I've never understood this quote as much as I understand it now, which is to feel so deeply is such a blessing and a curse. To feel so deeply is such a blessing and a curse. Right? Which brings me Anyways, let me just finish this point, and then if I get into that, I get into that. But like, so the evolution of that too is not so much about forgiving the offense. It's about understanding what you're doing, why you're doing, when you're doing, and where you're doing. So a lot of those people that could be copying this, that they want to be about that, they want to be about those kind of things, and they're stealing or they're going about it in a sly, slick, slick Rick type of way, or shortcut. That's gonna get them nowhere. In your evolution of wisdom, you understand that, know that. But the human part of the irritation, of the annoyance of like, yo, do that shit in my face. Well, see how real quick you will not, right? They won't there. You know what I'm saying? It's always hidden, right? That's the difference between getting started, right? Oh my God. Amber Heard, The Quietest Revolution, she posted something on Instagram the other day that was like, so apparently, whatever was the number one song when you were 14 years old is apparently the story of like your life. The number one song in for me when I was 14 years old was Gangster's Paradise. I was like, I like that song. But anyways, so yeah, right? There's some gangsters out there, real, that have no problem saying what they have to say to your face. I'm one of those people, by the way. So that's this stance. I had gotten my big mouth disease, the foot in the mouth Sagittarius kind of disease, saying too much, and I still sometimes say too much in certain kind of things, but never in a gossiping way. But I learned that shit in junior high school, right? Because of the fights I got into. And I learned then, and I was like, I'm sticking to this law. There's nothing about no mofo that I would ever say about them behind their back that I wouldn't be able to tell them to their face. And from 7th grade on, so I'm 41, okay? That's my law. There ain't nothing that I will ever say about someone behind their back that I wouldn't be able to tell them to their face. Law. And I live by that. That's why I don't play with gossip. People know I don't play with gossip. Not the one. Right? It doesn't mean gossip doesn't exist. But that's my law. That's my rule. That's my gangster. There's nothing that I wouldn't say. That's why. If I say I didn't say it, that's it. Period. I don't need you to believe me. That's my law. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. So, anyways, so the harmony that I'm trying to express here, that needs to be a team too, right? Is right with the you're here and the commenting and all this kind of stuff. It's about so they had said this quote, and because I try not to get lost in language here, because there's a lot of miscommunication, there's a lot of fake accounts, there's a lot of other things, and people purposely speaking wrong and stuff like that so that they can seem like somebody else. You get what I'm saying? Like people pretend a lot and all this kind of stuff. But either way, anyways, I thought they were referencing that video to this video because for me, it didn't go with this video, what they had said. Like, although everything goes with it could, but you get what I'm saying? So anyways, it's just, but it turns out that they was just saying the quote supposedly, right? Because they felt like I could resonate with that too, and I was kind of stubborn. And I was like, oh, okay, I understand better. Because I thought you were referencing the short, the funny that I did, and all this kind of stuff, because I did do that too. But then I read that there, and I read it, and I was like, this is language, this is just text, this is like wording. How that can see me go it too in text, like, oh, because I did that on a shorts before you said this. But that's not how I meant it. I was just trying to understand right? But I also got the wind of how miscommunication can transpire, how it can be perceived, how it can be received. That's why we need to be careful, not so much with how we, well, how we say things and what we do, depending on how we want to be received too, and all this kind of stuff. But still, to understand that miscommunication can exist anywhere, even if you don't intend on miscommunicating. Like, people are, you don't know where they are in there. You don't even know what language they speak. What's their first language? Like, you know what I mean? And English might not necessarily, especially if we're on the World Wide Web, right? We have people from so many parts of the world. So we don't know, right? And so whatever. So, but it did highlight for me about that. Me, credit team and all this. I'm not talking about intellectual properties, but I'm just talking about ideas and inspiration and how we can, like, what we choose to focus upon. I could stay mad about these copycats or these people who try, you can't imitate me. People could, they try with the energy of, like, they think it has to be some mystical creature, so they tap into their, like, fairy like energy, whimsical, but it's false for them because they don't really truly talk like that. So it just seems like you're playing a role, right? So, like, people don't tend to really copy the whimsical side of me because it's false for them, because that's an energy, frequency, vibration. I hope you understand. You have to be on that energy, frequency, vibration for it to be natural, and it'll be your own once it's there. You don't have to look like that. So this giggle at my end because it surprises me. I'm like, why do I giggle? Like, why do I do this? But I don't know. It just fucking comes out. It just is what it is, right? It's an energy, frequency, vibration. Anyway, so right, so we can stay mad about stuff, but our focus upon that which we choose to focus upon is always going to determine how things go for us, how things flow for us, how things grow for us. And that's just that. Right? So yeah. So let me think. So on Earth we can see it playing out through secret societies who believe they fight for freedom, for tyranny. Okay, something perpetuates polarity. If this card comes up in your reading, it usually comes up with other Orion cards or cards with a similar theme, and it's most likely suggesting that you look at your view of reality and how you might see it in a polarized way. Right. So yeah, this is what creates conflict. This is what creates separation. I came into YouTube land foolishly with my naivety, being that because I am the way that I am, that's what I'm gonna meet and greet with everywhere else. And that's not true. And then when you think you start meeting people online that is of a spiritual community, one of the most things that I've learned about this spiritual community, even online, is how fucking toxic as fuck it is. Honestly. Like most of the spiritual community got a fight with somebody else talking about this polarity. Like they're even fighting other spiritual people. So that was the whole point. Like you're here. Whatever brings you here. That's the whole point. I'm so done with the needing the what I was saying about how people have treated me and disregarded me, or would rather fucking give somebody that gave them 5 minutes of inspiration after they had me for 3 fucking hours, or my shoulder to cry on and all this kind of stuff, or using sheets and things and techniques and all this stuff that I fucking freely share. Family. 2. We had a whole fucking family group chat. Everybody's birthday on this group chat. Everybody does this. Everybody, for everybody's birthday, the immediate family there's like 15 plus people on this fucking group chat. To wish everybody the happy holidays, wish everybody a birthday. Yesterday was my turn. 3 or 4 of those 15 people wished me a happy birthday. This is my immediate family. And it's so crazy because my daughter asked me about it. And when she asked me about it, at that point, I hadn't thought about it. And I said, wow, for the first time in my fucking life, I'm not hurt by them. Right? And then my best friend asked me the same thing. Hey, did your dad call, like, or these people? and all this kind of stuff. And after having already the conversation with my daughter, so now I have conscious awareness of that, which was I shared my evolution of it. And I'm just so happy that I had such a wonderful experience, and the taint of what could have ruined my day didn't. Get me? And still, we'll have more family group things. And when it's someone next's birthday, whether they wish me a happy birthday or not, I'm still gonna show that love. I'm still gonna say my happy birthday. I'm still gonna vibrate energy frequency, energy frequency with no spite, with no anger, animosity towards them. Because that's on me. Period. That's not on me. That's on me. So for me, with the same thing with this whole um this evolution came through prayer. My own personal prayer of mind evolution, of understanding where I needed to be consciously, that I was not, that I wanted to be. I didn't want to be bothered by those kind of things because on a whole other evolutionary level, it's not important. It's really not. It's irrelevant to the cause. It's not even part of the solution. And I didn't want to be stuck there. And it happens when you least expect it. All of a sudden, peace exists. And you're like, holy shit, there's light. So the state of evolution that I'm on, and I'm so thankful for, is at least it's bringing me there. Even if it's in that way, choose to do it. Sneaking, snidely, trying to shade me. You're not shading me, you're shading yourself. I'm aware of that. I'm aware. It's not that I don't know. It's not that you're being slick. I don't need cards to read. I like using the cards. I've already purged tarot 10 plus years ago because I felt that I was relying too much on the card than my own intuition and relationship with source. And so I got rid of everything. I had over 200 books, 400 decks. Everything that I felt was greater than source. And I got rid of it for a year plus. It's wider. Granted, you see me now. I have over 100 plus decks again. I have over 200 plus books again because I'm a collector of things and all this kind of stuff. But I want to burn these things. I don't want to. But I don't need them. They don't own me. They don't rule me. I don't want them. I like them. I love you. But balance, right? Balance. 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 And so That's what we're building. Harmony, right? And there's so many things that you can do for harmony, right? Ways to create calmness in your world. There's things that you can do. We're going to talk about that. Let me write that so I don't forget, so I can at least give you some tips. Ways. I keep thinking of some time. Maybe I need to make a pen. You know how I have manifesting scripting pens, right? I make pens for those of you writers, those scripting pens, manifesting pens, witchyutopian.com, all one of a kind. Go check it out. Right? Scrap a lighter. Right? So ways to it's just coming to my mind. But yeah, so practice, like I just randomly, I just put in a half. Practice pausing and taking a deep breath whenever you're about to speak, right? Honesty, right? Let's be honest, let's be real. To be truthful, sincere, and frank. Practice pausing and taking a deep breath whenever you're about to speak. Speak in right and straightforward, unambiguous language that allows others to understand clearly what you mean. Share with others the rationale behind your decision so they understand your intent. Acknowledge and thank others when they tell you the truth. Ask yourself, am I maintaining healthy habits and relationships? If not, how can I be more honest with myself about what's not working? Right? I like that. Right. So yeah. So I'm gonna read what I had wrote to that person because I like the articulation of the writing, obviously. Sorry, I just saw a new comment. If I don't respond to you, I really truly didn't see it. Okay? If you want me to respond to you, comment again. I'll see you eventually. I didn't see that comment. Hold on. Okay. Can I find it? Yeah, let's see. I think it is. Let me see. Okay, shut up. Hold on. This is my daughter says, Mom, this is where your oldness shows. Because she doesn't find me to be so quick and stuff with technology. Like I still be like, she's like, you're like an old lady. I think it was here. Right. Here we go. So it's always going to be your own prerogative on what you choose to rule you and be focused upon. May wisdom and harmony exist always. And then the other one, what was I going to say? It doesn't matter as long as the energy of energy gets shared and all evolve in accordance to their own divine plan. There is no race or nor ownership, right? So that was about the post that I had did, like whatever, stuff like that. Like there's no ownership. So where I'm at, like in my evolution, is listen, little girls. Then they be like, oh, Like I'm little, I'm cute, I'm fairy side, fun side, right? But stay with your shirt. At least you're where you need to be and want to be. And that's great. Even if it's not authentic, you're still trying. You're doing. And sometimes it's gonna take the inauthentic you to meet the authentic you. And so while you're trying to figure that out, you're gonna take pieces of others and put it into your storyline and make it yourself. Actually, that reminds me of the post that I want to post. There shouldn't be anybody else's shoes that you would rather walk in other than your own. And even if you don't want to walk in another's shoes, there's nothing that you shouldn't covet about another that would make you hate them. You know? So sometimes, oh, look at this. And this is great because I wrote this note a while ago. I don't have it, I didn't even date it. But sometimes the root in another's compelling quest to help people stems from guilt. Lack of attention to one's own perceived shortcomings, thinking their good deeds will help their bad karma. That too. So you have people acting out good deeds and they don't know where to go. So they go to the ones that do the good deeds and then they take notes, right? And because they want to be there, right? And so they're mimicking, they're copying, and they're using other people's materials, right? That they've learned from. And they're using it and they're putting it into their language. They're using it on their videos. They're using it in their content, you know. And I'm not talking about the people that are inspired by you, motivated by you, and then create their own content and then go or create something that they're good at. And because I have a lot of those. That's amazing that you feel inspired to sing, to dance, to write, to perform, to create, to create content and material that you're equipped in to teach others about and do and all this kind of stuff too. I'm not talking to those. I love you guys. There's a great evolution to be on. But you have those working their bad karma through good deeds and their well of ideas and inspiration and all this kind of stuff and creativity doesn't exist because they're looking for shortcuts. All the time that they're wasting externally, right? Looking and seeking for materials, ideas. Oh, any ideas, anybody? You got a lot of tarot readers asking for ideas for tarot videos. Where's your inspiration? You have none. Your well is dry. You take from that what you see and you try to make it I did this. I made this. I did this. This was my thought. This was my quote. Everybody sounds the fucking same. Every tarot reader, popular tarot readers that I hear, y'all all sound alike. Because there's no originality. And I'm not dissing any popular tarot readers either. I'm just speaking about the well that there's really good tarot readers, there's great. And I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying the well of creativity and inspiration runs dry when you have nothing that you're tapping into inside. It's not an insult. So that's why for those of you that are offended and all this kind of stuff, because people just straight try to shade you, try to take your fucking ideas, try to do this, try to do that, and try to not acknowledge you or ignore you or not all this kind of stuff, don't get mad. You know, we can still keep getting mad about it. We can still whatever. Their well is dry, and so they seek you who is saturating, invigorating. And they waste their time on collecting materials to do from others, and that's what inspires them to move. And where I'm saying is that's good. Because we need more people to want to get. So granted, it's not at your expense. Nothing, no stone gets left unturned, and source above all source sees all, knows all. We are one. And so you are not forsaken. But you are forsaken because you're the sheep. You're the image. You're the image. You're the frequency. You're the vibration. You're the star. You're the ignition. You're the fuel. You're the manna. You're the hope. You're the faith. You're the trust. It doesn't make you perfect. Nobody's perfect. That's conditioning to cheat you out of your potential. I'm not perfect. I make a lot of mistakes. We grow. We don't keep making the same mistakes. I hope not. There's no mistake I've ever made I'm repeating. Right? So be proud of that which you're not repeating. Learning, growing. You know? Let's look for another random page. Shall we see? Random, the darker night light of my soul. Right? Random. Ay! You like my saki? I got them from my bote. I'm a sock whore. I have over 100 pairs of socks. My favorite kind of socks, though, I love the bombe. I like bombe style. I wish I can create sock design. Who knows? Maybe that's gonna come up too. Because I will come up with a lot of cool sock designs. And usually I wear a lot of like character socks too, like from Bombas, like the Elmo and all this kind of stuff. And the kids freaking love it. Like I have Big Bird ones and all this kind of stuff. And they're like, you're wearing that. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna do a random page turner from the dark and light of my soul. Are you ready? Random page turner. Bright lights. It's time for us all to believe love's dream. Schizarella finally free. Genius are we when determined to succeed. Albert Einstein declares, genius am I, when I dare to use inside of this hive my own mind, body, heart, and soul. Watch as her universe unfolds, legends foretold. These universal laws for manifestation, crystallizing us into divine righteous alignment as soon as we surrender to love's awesome majesty, magically delicious and nutritious I am and I can. There is magic to be seen, felt, shared, tasted, explored, discovered. Time to observe. Listen to love's sound. That means to actually sit and listen and kindly be quiet. Witness as lovers naturally resist their own surrender with every single love bite, stubborn with delight. Beyond rational comprehension, lovers stay and hang tight, savoring every bite. For the creeps come out at night. CCD, creeps creep deep, creeps creep deep. Private eyes rise in love. This lovesick wonderland adventure first began starting from its end, calling him my friend. Lovers let go. In order to manifest their full potential at growth, fairy tales coming true, patience and evolution are friend. As she walks away, he looks away, shuffling away, both desiring the other to stay, as each silently prays, feeling like the end of all days, soul gut-wrenching pain, a little too late, a twist of fate. As she turns the page, igniting waves, she takes center stage, Love's the stake at stake? Wherefore art thou Romeo? As she lets him go, introducing her to glow, moving rather slow if you ask me. There's GOOO's inner listening, pay attention. As she takes center stage, in preparation of her reign, there are voices to be heard in our own silence. Schizo appeal, questioning our own selves about what is really real. Love is the deal. Lots to entertain. Okay, so like what are some ways that we can create calmness in our lives, right? The ways to create calmness, the first one that pops into my mind is breathing. Now, the adults are usually the most complicated with it. As a yoga teacher, and I've been doing yoga practice and teaching for, wow, 10 plus years now. Teaching for, consistently teaching for 4 or 5 years, but teaching for about 7 or 8 for yoga. Because I did teach, I taught religion to children too. Catholicism and Christianity. But yoga, and I teach yoga to adults too. And it is from my experience that the children grasp breathing much more better or easier, less challenged by it than the adults. Adults always overthink a lot of things. The kids just watch me, and this is Smorquito. The kids watch me and do that which they see, and they get it. The adults can watch me and then do that and think, and then we don't know. But either way, breathing into your nose and out your mouth reduces tension immediately. You just have to give that space and that time to devote to your breathing alignment. And if you're focused on your breath, you're not thinking about that which is distressing you, because you're focused on your breath. So that's one way to calm yourself down, right? Another way is acupressure and stuff like that. So I took acupressure and acupuncture I learned in school, but I didn't study acupuncture, although I'm well rehearsed in it and stuff like that. I did take classes for acupuncture and acupressure too, and for massage therapy and occupational therapy when I was in school. And so the benefits of pressure points and knowing trigger points and knowing the meridians of your body and where to press for certain alleviating certain kind of tensions and pain, especially. So one that you can go to is like right here. And since sometimes this is painful for some people and stuff like that, but if you press down, that's one that you can play with, like especially if you're in an environment that, let's say, you have to be calm, you could be focusing on your breath, and you can clasp your hands and be pressing these 2 points on your hands here, and you could just hold it, press it down too, and stuff like that. But using touch instead of needles can be helpful in certain kind of ways and stuff like that, right? Especially when you're in like challenging situations and stuff like that. So to work vigorously toward your own goals, activism. So I'm just reading it like that. So yeah, taking action, activating, right? So ways to calm yourself. So you have that as an alternative, right? So also dropping into your body, becoming aware of what's happening to your body as it's happening and whatever, and focusing on your breath and your breathing and where your breath goes, where you stop breathing too, right? So all these conscious efforts you make towards doing these kind of things, right, will create better habits for you too, right? My favorite to calm myself down is get creative with yourself. Um, I have multi-dimensional levels of interest. Like I'm an artist, right? I've denied my artistry and sharing because I thought I had to be a painter. Like my daughter paints and all this kind of stuff. Or whatever, and sketches and draws. You have to be a certain kind of leveling of professional in order to constitute yourself as an artist, but that's not true. That denies you of your right to freely express. And some people I get a lot of people that are like, I don't have one creative bone in my body. So then when you just have to again, meet with me. If you feel like you don't have one creative bone in your body, let me get to speak to you and I will tell you where your creativity exists, because everybody's creative. It may not be in the way that you believe it to be. So some people will be like, I don't have whatever. And so I've noticed in certain people, right? This is just an example. I remember one person was telling me that they're not creative, they're not an artist and stuff. But I find that the way that they organize to be art. So it's the way that you're looking at something, right? So, or some people even could be interior decorators, have a flair for these kind of things. And they're like, I'm not an artist, I'm not creative. Yes, you fucking are. So it's just finding your outlet of expression. Like it could be something else. Like my dad, his creative is with computers. He loves to take them apart and put them back together. And for him, that's artistry and all this kind of stuff. Or even just architecture, like drawing out blueprints and things like that. For some, he's not an architecture, right? He is a computer engineer, but he's not an architecture, but that's a creative outlet of something. You know what I'm saying? So one of my favorite things that I like to tell people to do, aside from the symbology stuff, I did for the live that I did for my celebration of reaching over 1,000 plus subscribers. Kiki that was there got back to me days later from the live after doing the creativity unblocker. After doing the creativity unblocker tool. Oh my god. I gave her a technique to do. I did it on the live. So if you go watch that live, you will see the technique that it was a quick one. There's more depth to it. There's more chapters to that as well. It was just a very quick little mini one, right? That I don't mind sharing, right? Loud here. If you want to learn more, I do a lot of different things. A lot of DIY for you. I create a lot of free templates too at witchyutopian.com that are free printables. I have free fucking printables. One of them is a manifesting chart. Do it, create it, print it out on your site. I think I have 2 or 3. I'm gonna be posting more because I have stuff that I've been working on and stuff like that. It's just a lot of things going on. But if you go to witchyutopian.com, subscribe for free. There is no fee for any of that. You will never miss a beat. And if you go to, because there's services and there's my shop, right? So there's our mystery shop and then services. So if you go to the mystery shop at witchyutopian.com, there's at least, I believe, 2 or 3, but for sure 2 free printables already there. And I will be releasing more. So these printables, do I have any of these? Let me see. That's the Virgo in me. I'm very keeper the writer and all this kind of stuff, but I have loads of organization things too. But do I have it here? Maybe not. One of them. Oh, one of these. Oh yeah, one of these is the manifesting and it has the rules of how to use it and what to do and all this kind of stuff. But this is the starburst thing. So I give you one that has the example here. So you print them and all this kind of stuff, right? You print this, and then you also get an empty one too. So you can use both of them, right? Obviously, right? You can use this one too, and then you get this one too, right? That's empty, so you can fill it in for yourself. But either way, up here in the top, in the white, it explains everything, how to use this chart, right? How to use this chart, and that's free. You know what I mean? That's just one of the things, and I have loads of stuff that I intend on constantly always releasing and stuff like that. It's just, you know, like I said, I'll be busy, and when I get to it, I get to it. But just know that if you're subscribed, you will always be in the know about when I do upload, whenever I blog over there, because I have a blog over there too, and other kind of stuff too. And there will be subscriptions as well. And then there's services. You get what I'm saying? So there's that. So yeah. So that was a side note. Like, I didn't even know I was gonna talk about that or whatever. But right. So creativity, right? Getting organized, like, you know what I mean? So also, like, just like going for a walk, exercising, laughing, intentionally laughing. So go into happy baby pose. So that's when you lay on your back and you reach your hands to your feet like a baby does when they're holding their feet, and you're laying on them, and just start rocking side to side and laughing, right? And when we do that with the kids, we all end up cracking up, like, you know, loosen the fudge up. Watch my 60-second videos of loosen the fuck up with me, right? And do some stretching or some breathing or whatever the case may be. Even if I do it animated, even if I do it silly, is to help you to get past your own stiffness, right? So that you can loosen up by putting your wall down when you're meeting my silly. Because I don't mind being silly. I'm naturally silly. Like, it's not that I'm trying to be silly. It's that I can be challenged. I can be shy. I have been. The more and more that I set myself free, the more and more I'm free to just be me without much thought to it. You know what I mean? But silly be my nature. Right? So right. So you could go out in nature. Silly be my nature. And that's another way, right? Another way to create calmness is to go out in nature. If you watch or you follow me on any of my other social media platforms, I'm always posting animals and my time outside with animals too. Birds, squirrels, whatever, deer, fox, whatever, come to me. Go, my babies, animals, dogs, whatever, cats, you know, and I have animals of my own, and I'm always sharing stuff like that. But I have my nature time every day outside, in some capacity with my wildlife, with nature, and that's very calming too. I cry a lot. Just release, right? It's like at the beauty of what's happening all around you. That is amazing. Did you see my crow video? Like, you know, my friends and all this kind of stuff, and the seagulls and stuff like that. So go for a walk, go for a hike, go for a swim, depending on your weather, if you have a pool or whatever. Give yourself a foot rub. There's plenty of points on there too that you can press acupressure wise. You know, and there's just so many ways that you can awaken to your own light and calm yourself and create the calmness that you want for you. Or you can just keep on getting yourself upset, talking about the same things that piss you off. That's another thing about like this toxic spirituality here on social media, on YouTube. I have not seen any YouTubers that do tarot readers and stuff like that. I'm not talking about the astrology ones. I'm not talking about all this evolutionary ones and all this kind of thing. I'm talking about like the tarot ones, the pick a card ones, and all this kind of stuff. Like, they keep talking about the same shit all the fucking time. Like, when do you grow past that? When do you move your collective? Why does your collective keep coming back to you for the same fuck shit? Because there's no change, there's no growth. You're stuck on the same shit. You get what I'm saying? Oh, that's not toxic if you're bringing up what's the reality of it, but it's the tone you're bringing it up in, it's the energy you're bringing it up in, it's the energy that it gets spread, and that's what you breathe. So yeah, it does matter what the fuck you're talking about. Because if your energy ain't right, the energy of what you speak about is spreading that energy that you're not right about. Right? So yeah. But like we said before, sometimes the root of others' compelling quest to help people, it stems from their own guilt or their own want for glorification, right? There's a lot of guru complexes out here and all this kind of stuff. And everybody wants the recognition that they feel they deserve based on their leveling of where they feel they are in their own evolution. And so they want the praise. And they say, oh no, I don't want it, but they do. The gangsters see through, you know? Yeah. So yeah. So all right. So talk about that. Hey. Leaving home. The parallel, the SSN. 104. 4 equals 5. Change, massive change happening here. I'm 5 years old now, guys. Right? Massive change. The change that is occurring here when you leave home, when you leave your conditioning, when you leave a certain kind of pattern, when you leave a certain kind of something behind, when you're leaving something behind, the parallel that comes from that too. Right? So orient of light, light of awareness. Wait, sorry, light of awareness, wrong page. Leaving home, the Asasani, a cross between humans and Zetas, eventually had to integrate all their lessons, evolve as species, and leave home, walk into their own future and find their own path. Humanity is facing this challenge now as we struggle to find ourselves. You too are at this crucial nexus point of evolution. This is a beautiful yet bittersweet place to be. You must do your spiritual homework, make conscious and courageous choices, and find your own path. Yeah, so if you're here, as you watch in secret, and you take notes, and all that, right? That, then you're at this crucial nexus point too of evolution, right? It's a beautiful, bittersweet place to be. It's scary too. You must do your own spiritual homework though. Make conscious and courageous choices and find your own path. Do not fear who you truly are. It's beautiful, baby. This represents the potential for a new birth and the importance of consciously creating your future starting right now. The Asasani species is a hybrid of human and Zeta and is highly evolved, but they did not have role models in the same way we do. They were true pioneers. Their evolutionary path is very lonely in some ways, and they had to consistently walk into the unknown. If you pull this card, the message can vary. Most likely the card is telling you that you may have to leave home metaphorically like a teenager does where he or she becomes an adult. You may have to make some choices to walk a path that is solitary, but authentic for you, rather than what society, religion, or family pressures you to choose. However, there is a warning. If you choose to walk a unique path that is different from those around you, make sure it is done because this path is an authentic expression of you rather than a rebellion against what you don't like. And these cards always work so wonderfully well with me. There's a very important distinction. Rebelliousness always attaches you to unhealed issues. Perhaps this card is telling you that it's time to begin to embrace your own unique, authentic self. This unique, authentic self is not an expression of ego. It is simply an expression of the natural flow of the universe working through the physical expression of you on this earth plane. No matter which meaning is appropriate for you, listen closely for the inner whispering about the next step in the end. We all must have the courage to leave home in order to recognize our true home, right? And then another card I flipped out with this one, actually two. And so the other one is ultimate evolution, and then cosmic midwifery, right? So we're gonna go with number 8 first. 8 is great. Cosmic midwifery, Arcturus. All civilizations need guides, seen and unseen, that help them grow. The Arcturus energy has guided humanity from a place of compassion and unconditional love since its inception. It plays the role of a cosmic midwife, assisting us through birth and death in physical reality. This energy also helps us through major life transition. You pull this card because you have a connection to the Arcturus energy in this life or another. That energy is working with you again. To reconnect, visualize a bright orange star and breathe it in its energy directly to your heart. So for visuals, especially with breathing, when you want to guide your breath to a certain area or destination point in your body, the wisest thing to do would to be to use your hands to place them in the position of the place that you want your breath to travel to. So like, let's say you want deep diaphragmatic belly breathing. If you're not equipped or disciplined, or I don't want to say pro, I'm not trying to say there's a pro in all this, but I'm just saying, if you're not well rehearsed in breathing techniques and all this kind of stuff, and your mind goes all over the place, right? So one way to still the mind is to focus it. So if you place your hands in the position that you want, or the area that you want to guide your breath in, this is too sometimes with the kids too, for focus, just so they can see the deep breathing, because most people stop short and breathe either here or here, and they don't even go and extend the rest of the oxygenated blood to the rest of their body. They stop, right? So we want deep diaphragmatic breathing down all the way. We want to breathe all the way down to our toes, right? So here, if you have difficulty focusing, you can place your hands on your heart. You can close your eyes and you take this deep breath in to visualize that which you must see, right? And guide your breath towards your heart, and know that wherever it is that you guide, right, wherever you place, the breath follows. It's really cool. So definitely practice that more, especially down to your belly button area. You place your hand around your belly button area and practice guiding your breath down to your belly area. And granted, if you're not well rehearsed with deep diaphragmatic breathing, know that you can get dizzy too, right? So be mindful of that. Okay, yeah, be mindful. Something, all right? As stated above, the Arcturus energy has a profound and all-pervasive relationship with human reality. One of the services it provides has to do with the two most sacred life transitions, birth and death. The Arcturus energy, which energetically resonates at the energy of our higher selves, or our integrated essence, serves as a midwife for us when we are born and when we pass from the physical world. You could say that the white light seen in near-death experiences. Wow. And during birth, if we can remember, is the energy of Arcturus, or our pure essence. This doesn't mean the star Arcturus or something to do with the extraterrestrial. This is a pure archetypical resonance that is equated with the star Arcturus in the cosmology given by Germain. This energy can be felt by focusing on the star Arcturus in meditation, but the consciousness is so much more expansive than simply a star. You see, like this cards, I have not seen any of the tarot readers that I have come across in the years that I have been doing this. Nobody's ever used these cards. I really like these cards. Like, they're so good. So, maybe, people get them too, so that they can, maybe we can get upset and I can be like, no, I'm the first one. I'm the first one. No, I started this shit. I started this trend. So, whatever. It's okay. I gotta use my humor. Okay. This doesn't mean that. Blah, blah, blah. This energy can be felt by focusing on the star Arcturus in meditation, but the consciousness is so much more expansive than simply a star. If this card comes up in your reading, it could point to many things, depending on your unique qualities and life lessons. It may mean that you have a gift to usher others through the gift through the birth or death experience. Maybe some of these too, like, because what popped into my mind too, like, so I'm certified hospice, right, volunteer, and so maybe. So part of when people were asking me years ago when I took the training to be hospice, they were like, why? And so my depth to that answer grew, like, because from losing my mom at such a young age, death for me has always been nearby. And it's something that I have evolutionized in my life, that I find that I'm always, like, even growing up, like when I was in school, when people would lose, like I had a friend that when she lost her father when we were in high school, she didn't want to be around anybody, right? Except me to be in the room with her. And it was only because she knew I knew how she felt. And she said, I just need you to sit here. That bitch didn't really like me. She proved so years later. Mind you, I consider her to be one of my close friends, and we had like, whatever. And I've always liked her. It's always sad for me when someone doesn't like me, because I always genuinely, like, if I'm your friend or if I become nice to you and stuff, I can overlook that with you. I see all of you. It's just, I'm not judging you, right? But people are not like that with you. She proved what I already knew because I've known her since kindergarten, right? Since kindergarten. And we even graduated from kindergarten till we graduated high school together. Secretly, energetically, she always had it in for me. But because we were friends with someone else, she took to me. But not because she ever would have done that naturally. But when her father died, I was by her side. Flash forward to when we're adults later. And mind you, we've both been part of each other's kids' lives and all this kind of stuff. But the moment she was able to show her true colors, she did. And I won't play with that, because that had to do with our kids, what had occurred that I shared. And she chose to go in the area of a pedophile. That's another story. We'll talk about it another time. She chose to disregard what I said and go the side of the person whose husband is a pig, because her true colors came out. Anyways, not my friend. But anyways, but like that. So you might have a history with shadow work. That's what the spiritual community is calling a lot of it. It's healing work. It's feeling work. It's dealing work. Root work. Exorcism. Evolution. Whatever you want to call it. But you might be everything people need when they need. And that's a double-edged sword kind of developing it. Because he will use you. And they bite you. Ever dare declare the truth. Right? It is what it is. I don't play when it comes to our kids. We are the protectors. Fuck around and find out. She has kids. I'm shocked and appalled. The same thing with the other chick that chose. Because why? Because we enable toxic fuckers, especially when we're toxic ourselves. And so when you're healing, you're growing, you're dealing with feeling, serving boundaries can never be possible. Still, not even wish a mouthful of like something. But you doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's because they've shared husbands. They had to stay on each other's side. I don't know. Anyway. It may mean that you have a gift to usher others through the birth or death experience. It could also mean that you are going through a metaphorical birth or death experience that could benefit by invoking the Arcturius consciousness to assist you. Then we have ultimate evolution. I'll get to those stories another time because they are worth noting, especially for spiritual evolutionary development. What went down? Some clown. Anyway, that's one chapter of a mini book. Right? So now we have ultimate evolution, future. That's the future. This card represents the birth of a new species. Your children. Your children, whether you have them now or not. Your evolution is their gift. Their species is yours. Yeah. Yeah. Keep going to write with that. Gonna make a pen out of that shit. Yeah. Evolution is their gift. I'm gonna get my pimple, okay? Nasty. I asked my daughter for the little sticker thing and she moved from. I'm like, why would I go for a sticker thing to cover it? You, and it's because I went with her to Sephora and I put something, and that's what happened. Don't go to Sephora. Their evolution is their gift. Their evolution of species is yours. Right? The Zetas transform themselves from a species of fear and limitation to one of higher consciousness, compassion, and love. Okay, this is gonna be it. Holy shit, I was crack every time. Just spread a message. I'm sorry, it's taking my phone so silent. I couldn't get it to all loud because I lose track of time here. The Zetas transform themselves from a species of fear and limitation to one of higher consciousness, compassion, and love. It was not an easy road, but an immensely fulfilling one. Because of this, they can now assist countless other species in their evolution. That's you. For some of you, there's a mixed crowd. But for those of you that do eat the fucking manna, don't deny it, and whatever, we're each a part of each other's evolution and all this kind of stuff. Your evolution is meant to be a fulfilling one, and your personal evolution becomes the example that is needed because you begin to embody the energy. So why does your light irritate so many? Because your personal evolution is so grand and so great, right? And its dramatic changes might trigger others, right, to feel a type of way. But the polarities that exist, the dualities that exist, the infusion that exists, right? Your position needs to be strong in your stance. And so their resistance, their negativity is your battleground of strengthening your position. So you can say, thank you. Thank you for making me stronger in my position and my stance to do that, which is evolutionary righteous and right for the greatness of our all. Thank you for showing to me that which I will never be, don't want to be, and have no inspiration and desire to. And I understand with wisdom that your position and your stance is yours. And why am I going to fight that? You know what I mean? So you have the capability to make dramatic changes in who you are by walking through the fire, confronting rather than avoiding your fears, asking for help and trusting the process. Your galactic family is with you. You are not alone. This card refers to the Zeta era in which their fears and challenges were behind them and they became an enlightened species. It is also very connected to the preceding card 99, Mirror Reflection. This card refers to the profound evolution that happens when beings confront their fears and the issues they don't want to see. But it is much more than confrontation. It also has to do with seeing the issues you are avoiding clearly and not looking away, while surrendering to the process of owning their presence in your life, embracing them as teachers, having gratitude and never ever judging yourself because of them. This leads to compassion, self-responsibility, self-respect, and the ability to receive and give infinite amounts of unconditional love. This process is so powerful that if everyone in the whole human race were willing to clearly see themselves and do the work necessary for evolution, Earth could transform within a very short amount of time. If this card came up in your spread, it is likely that it is encouraging you to accelerate your evolution by activating this process of clear sight and self-acceptance for the purpose of your own evolution. The card may also be acknowledging that you have already begun the process. If you are aware of having connections with the Zeta species, then the card may also be reminding you of those connections. The Zetas have gone through this process of ultimate evolution, and it can be wonderful guides along your path. Right? That is amazing, souls. Thank you so much for tapping in, turning on, tuning in with me. I hope that you love the manna that you received today. This is your opportunity, if you haven't already, to like this video, to give this video a thumbs up, or a thumbs down, whatever you want to do, but give it something, especially if you watched it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a fuckface. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not nice and that's ugly. Why you think people be ugly? They think it's a physicality. You'd be like, oh, you got pretty courage. You don't know what it feels like and all this kind of stuff. If you were pretty on the inside, you would be pretty on the outside. It doesn't matter what the fuck you look like. Period. I've seen many people that find themselves grotesque because, oh, they don't fit a certain model mold of what they're supposed to look like, and they're fucking beautiful. I wish they would see their beauty. They shine. Yeah. Hello. So, yeah. So, my things are popping up. This was the birthday gift too. Okay. So, yeah. Yeah, is there anything else that I need to say? Oh, I wrote on my blog. I don't know if it posted yet. Not my enchantingbabble.blogspot.com. Not that blog. I haven't been on there in a while. But my blog on witchyutopian.com, right? Which you should be a part of, right? The blog is free too, right? But the prophet Zechariah, it was about it was random biblical inspirations. It was like a random page turner in the Bible. And I fell upon the prophet Zechariah. And so the quote there was, let me go. I think it's on what she is up there. Let me check. Let me check my blog. Let me check my blog. Okay. Blog. definitely go back to witchyutopian.com. I'm updating it. I've been working on for the 2023 year. I always have at end of the season kind of revamp, redo 4 year standing with my website and stuff. Like this was the first year as witchyutopian.com. For 2 or 3 years it was enchantressthebabbler.com, and now it's witchyutopian.com. And cheers to a successful year and stuff like that, and moving into the next year, 2023. So I'm just like updating a lot of stuff, and I'm working on a lot of different things behind the scenes. So welcome to Mystic Witchy Utopia, right? This is how you see it on the phone. A mother and daughter powerhouse team bringing to you one-of-a-kind, unique, mystic, magi creations that are magnetic, powerful, and alluring. All creations undergo multidimensional layerings of creation, and we welcome you to be a part of our infinite stories of divine creations that evolutionize your quantum and cosmic experience. This is witchyutopian.com. Welcome to Witchy Utopia's Magi Mystery Shop, where all of our creations are not only mysterious and magical, but our creations are collectibles seeking their new homes. All of our creations are designed for quantum abundant living that contributes to your best life, infinitely tied to enchantments and living your dreams come true. Our Mystic Mystery Shop is delightful, transformative, uplifting, creative, healing, prosperous, one-of-a-kind, unique, powerful, and wholesome fun. Your unique design will be a surprise to you when you receive. Be excited to receive all your mystery handcrafted creations, for they are even more beautiful in person. True story. Okay, but the blog, hold on. So Prophet Zechariah. So if you go to the blog, right? So you can go to the blog, right? So I asked for a message. So I did post. I don't know if I posted it, but I think I posted it. I asked for a message, and I opened the Bible to Zechariah and read the line of the line. Return to me and I will return to you. My intuition knew there was depth to this alignment being read, but what was being implied at this precise moment in time? Let us take a dive. Right? Then I wrote, it is easy to feel lost and led astray. Hey, if we own up to it, we have been led astray since exiting our mother's womb. But that is neither here nor there. Where does one go when they feel lost? Where does one find hope when all faith seems to be non-existent? Whom are you? Let us begin in this open space of perceived existence and further explore the depths to our own universe. It is highly advised to subscribe to this website too. But either way, so whom are you that you forgot? Whom are you that you forgot? Whom is the whom that is forgotten? Return to me, and I will return to you. Let this one marinate, and I do funny gifts. That's what they're called. So it says, return to me, and I will return to you. And then it says, oh no, returns are coming. Anyway, let this one marinate till next time, darling. Love and divine alchemy to you. But either way, so that's at witchyutopian.com. You can check out the blog over there. I'm gonna, yeah, the blog is gonna be on and poppin' 2023. I want to get it to the plateau of enchantingbabble.blogspot.com. Also, enchantingbabble.blogspot.com was one of my first original babies. You can go back to like probably like 2009 on that, 2008. I don't even remember the year. But go back to the beginning. You can see the evolution there too. Right? Go back to the beginning. There's loads of manna at enchantingbabble.blogspot enchantingbabble.blogspot.com. Right? It has over 1 million views. It was growing. It was great. I love it. And the same fire that I gave to that blog, I'm gonna give to witchyutopian.com's blog. You know, it's time. It's time. So those are my announcements for today. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed everything. Eat mana. If you have to watch my videos in parts, then please do at least watch them and get through. You don't have to watch it all the way if it's too much, you know, but you can watch it in part. So till next time, thank you for tapping in, turning on, tuning in. You are awesome. You are amazing. Remember that. Own that part of yourself and never let a mofo dim your sparkle in any kind of way. And if you need reminders, come to me and I will uplift in every kind of way. That's what I have to say, because that's the truth in every kind of way. Right? So yeah, thank you so much. Get your coquito, pinkito, smirkito. Gonna be making it till I'm not making it anymore. I feel like I'm gonna be offering them all year long for 2023, but it won't be the holiday price. It'll be a little bit more, just because it's off season. Okay, but there will be coquito, pinkito, smirkito. Get your coquitos, also virgin. If you don't want it with alcohol, you don't have to have it with alcohol. It's still gonna be just as magical and magically delicious. You just have to request it. Yeah, and I ship worldwide. First shipment's going up this week. And if I can get out a second shipment out this week, I will. If not, it'll be next week. Yeah, so we'll see. I got some special requests that I was taking care of. And I gotta do those special requests. Right? So yeah, and then I said I wasn't doing, I know that I had done personal deliveries for Coquito for the first 3 years or so, 4, I don't freaking know. And then I took a break from making Coquitos last year, and I'm back at it again. I'm not doing deliveries, although I have done some personal little deliveries. So if you see that up in the thing, like, oh, personal delivery, it just so happens to work where it's not an issue for me to have done those little personal deliveries. And that was just like, because, and they're also repeat customers. So I know you. You know what I'm saying? Don't think it's a stranger. So safety first. Right? You have people that always try to book and say in person and all this kind of stuff, but want to be on some fake ass numbers, fake ass accounts, talk about want to meet you, come meet, like do a reading in person. There's a screening process to that, and every first reading is not gonna be in person unless you pass a extreme screening process and there's some other kind of collaborative shit or something where it's verifiable. You know what I'm saying? Because I get a lot of those, right? People thinking that they could be slicker, silly. But anyways, peace out. Gotta go.